Tyler Lee, red and black, home of the state championship plaque. But in 05 will still be holding, so I know which had to bring it back. Something about Tyler, cause them boys straight jack. Division 1-5A wasn't ready for the 04 sack attack. Boy, you should've stopped when they told you turn your head and caught, but instead you played us and took a loss. I tried to tell them we were the Lone Star boss. I mean, why else would they take a delay a game on the coin toss? So quit delaying the game, boy, we've had enough. Matter of fact, either make the caller just hang up, cause you just ain't tough enough. Go ahead and call a bluff and see if we can't beat you in blindfolds and handcuffs. Why you standing there looking amazed with no clue? Y'all need to find another sport our drill team can take you. I guess that's just how the Red Raiders will do. Y'all can have your whole school on the field and we'll still run through. You better play ace of base and see the sign. You're running for your life if you ever get caught behind enemy lines. Might as well take a knee and start praying. That's why all year the Red Raiders been saying, how you feeling, Red? You know. Texas State champ, oh show. Stop Tyler Lee, oh no. If you wanna come get it, let's go. How you feeling, Red? You know. Texas State champ, oh show. Stop Tyler Lee, oh no. If you wanna come get it, let's go. If you ain't winning, go ahead and close your lips. Got a whole team of captains, we just took over the ship. They falling down and blaming it on the slip, cause they know we deal our most shots in a 6-foot clip. Yup, better watch those running backs, they love to climb. The only thing our receivers dropping, other teams around. Try to cross that line and get put in the grind, and we'll do option QBs, what you gon' do now? Meet the linebackers, D-line if you want some. Try to hit for the end zone if you want your body numbed. It's like meeting Roy Williams coming across the middle, son. Cause our corners and safety make sure your career was done. Check out our pep rallies, boy, I mean man. With 3 times as many fans and one hell rocking band. Cheerleaders on handstands, pro group of these gentlemen. And I promise, we got the best moms in the land. Come take a seat in the stands and watch us wreck. Taking our teams from here to Waco, back up to the Metroplex. Spring West of the flex and got put to rest. By the time we left the Alamo Dome, it was who's next. How you feeling, Red? You know. Texas State champ, oh show. Stop Tyler Lee, oh no. If you wanna come get it, let's go. How you feeling, Red? You know. Texas State champ, oh show. Stop Tyler Lee, oh no. If you wanna come get it, let's go.
I think we're live, but let me see.
Who's live? Too live.
This is a special week.
It is. Mm-hmm.
We have special guest, Jereme Fubu Randolph, right here. And yeah, our lights are a little bright, so I'm gonna go ahead and fix that before it even starts, because it would not be a show if it was not technical difficulties.
Well, that's how we roll.
That's how we roll. I mean, there, that's better. So, yeah. I'm going to get this shared up to the page, and we're going to talk week 14.
Fantasy playoffs. No.
Who is still in it and who is not?
I've got a couple that I'm in it, and then I've got a couple teams that imploded on themselves.
3 out of 5 in playoffs.
Oh, that's not
Other
bad.
2 are garbage.
Dude, I was 5 out of 8, and last week was, yeah, we started in week 13 in some of my leagues. And yeah, my RT Sports is a 48 team league, and freaking, I got knocked out. I had Julio Jones, crap the bed, of course, but I mean, this team, Ben Roethlisberger, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, yeah, it's an 8-team league, so I mean, it's just ridiculous. Emmanuel Sanders, who crapped the bed last week, Zach Ertz. I mean, how does this team get beat? I do not know, but it happened to a lot of people. I mean, Glenn he was depressed.
Oh, we were at the game and he was just bad.
He's like, I quit fantasy football. He's like, Kid Jones needs to have like a special counselor for
fantasy losses.
Yeah.
Mine was I was set up in J.A.R.V.I.S league, and Kareem Hunt just decided to try to kick a girl, and Leonard Fournette punched somebody. So last week went pretty good.
Yeah, I'm playing Nolan week 1 of the playoffs against that team that he has no running backs in. So, dude, Nolan will figure out a way to squirrel against me. Like, that's just what he does. So, like, all of my players are going to get bird flu right before kickoff on Sunday. So, get ready. It's going to happen. But this is the best chance I've ever had against you, so I'm just.
I don't know. You've been beating the brakes off me all season.
I don't know about all that.
You have. I mean, I don't think I beat you yet this season. Normally, I mean, it's like a little whipping boy, but like this year, I mean, I'm just taking it on the chin.
Can we talk about something though? Because Fubu is always in the same boat as me with this. Is having a ton of points and then your head-to-head record
It's terrible.
is terrible.
Yeah.
So
Score most points.
what we're
Get
talking
the most
about doing to
points.
fix that in the J.A.R.V.I.S League is doing an extra win for the top half each week in scoring.
Kind of like a mini rotisserie type thing, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of. But you know, if you finish in the top half of the league in points, you get an extra win.
No, I'm thinking.
Each
I'm
week.
talking about doing it each week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. So if you put
Down
together,
straight
if you
playoffs.
put together a bad to the bone team, and you put up 201 points, but your opponent puts up 205 points, then you should be rewarded for being able to put that team together.
That's just something.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's what we should do. But
And then the Mike Taylors of the world won't make the playoffs.
Ever.
Because I mean, like
Ever.
literally in the couch league,
Mike.
he's like 8th in scoring and 2nd in overall record.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 4th in scoring, and I should have been in it.
I'm first in scoring and first points given up.
Andrew Luck, T.Y. Hilton, Julio Jones,
You got a squad.
Kareem
Just-
Hunt. I mean, up until now,
Bad matchup.
Dalvin Cook would have been great, but you know, I had T.J. Yeldon from the first part of the year, so it was just like,
That's what you like about playing football. Though. You put up 189 on me one week. I put up 199 the next week on somebody else. Why can't I put up 199 against you?
right? Oh, and then this week in our Dynasty League, last week I get beat in that. We start a week early in playoffs there, and literally I'm the only other person to score higher than me last week was the guy I'm playing.
The
Nick.
person you're playing against.
Congratulations, Nick, by the way. So you better take it all the way.
He had a good team this year.
He does. But I mean, when you have Ezekiel Elliott and Philip Lindsay last week, just combined, they're just like freaking 70 points. That's a heartbreaker.
Or if you had Derrick Henry this week and you started him.
If
Then
you
you
started
won the
Derrick
playoffs.
Henry this week on purpose with options, if you had other options at running back and you started Derrick Henry, I want to see proof that you did it.
If you started Derrick Henry, you were fighting for 11th place instead of 12th.
I want to see your
put it that
bench.
way.
I want to see a screenshot of your bench and your line, and I want you to prove to me that you genius that out.
But what if you had, I don't know, Kareem Hunt and who else was out last week?
Yeah, I mean, what if you?
Mel
That's
Gordon?
that's no option. So I mean, like if you had to plug him in, you had to plug him in.
Yeah, I mean, you could have started him if you had Mel Gordon. But there's so many other running backs that came out last week.
Devontae
Yeah.
Booker catches at least 2 passes a week. Duke Johnson catches at least two passes. That's 2 more points than Derrick Henry normally scores.
Yeah,
I'm putting anybody in. I'm putting Rod Smith in.
yeah,
I started
Squirrel.
yeah.
I started most of the year in CBS. I didn't start him this week. Yeah, I was out of the
Oh, Brandon Downs started all year in Dynasty every
Crazy.
single week, and then he benched him this
But
week.
he's a lot box.
He made the playoffs, Al.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got a good team.
He
but-
does.
But anyway, so that's a lot of people are crying about last week, and we're some of them. But yeah, 5 of 8 playoffs for me, knocked out of 2 already. So I've only got 3. Yeah, I had some bad teams. So Dex Lab, I had a bad.
I think I was 3 of 7 this year.
Yeah, you know, things happened.
I figured out in the J.A.R.V.I.S League I probably should have read the rules of the lineup first before I drafted. Didn't realize you didn't have to have a tight end. Spent 10 on a tight end. That was trash.
Yeah, that's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well,
awesome.
we'll
Isn't
pay
it?
attention.
Isn't it awesome that you don't have to have a tight end now?
Love it.
Yeah, it is.
Loved it.
Well,
But
because then if you have Travis Kelce like I do, you can use
Well,
him.
Melvin did not realize till about the 4th week of the season that I didn't actually have to have a tight end.
you've been starting to tight end in the flex just to do it.
No, hold on. No,
I did that all season.
Drafted
great.
me. Wouldn't have.
That's great.
I took Kittle and I played him all season in a flex.
Mhm.
I mean, but Kittle was scoring, 10, 12.
Yeah, I mean, people that had Ebron, there's at least 5 tight ends that you could use.
I'm playing people. I'm playing Jordan Reed over people like Ridley. or
Oh gosh.
I don't know, Funchess for the first half of the year when he was scoring points, or Crabtree, who's not great.
Well, now you know. And knowing is half the battle.
Yeah, now I know.
All right, let's see what we're going to talk about. News and notes, injuries. Nolan's doing injuries. We hadn't had that in a while because I've been rolling solo. You guys have been seeing my pretty face all by itself. Shit show. We've got a shit show. Yeah, I know. I'm calling him out again.
You should.
We're going to do prelude to the Dead to Me special because we get so excited about the Dead to Me special.
I'm so ready.
I just want to bring up a few, just give you a taste. Then we're going to do a new segment called Good Call, Bad Call. And we're going to talk about our good calls from the beginning of the year and our bad calls.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing like tooting your own horn, but you got to be able to
Go in there.
You got to be able to say, hey, I was absolutely wrong.
I thought Hugh Jackson was a good coach.
Yeah. Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks got me.
They were
Got me.
They're just actors. They're just actors. Then we're going to talk, of course, week 14, get you guys ready. A little bit of DFS, some bold predictions, and that'll do it. But all I have for news and notes, like I thought it was a pretty big thing, is Kelvin Benjamin going to KC.
Got them to their outside threat.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
That's all they needed.
a Popeye's biscuit away from being a tight end.
Evidently, they're going to turn into like zero running games since Kareem's gone, and they're just going to bring in like 5 more receivers and just run and gun it up and down the field.
Might as well.
I mean, they've kind of been doing that anyway, but I think Kelvin Benjamin, him and Kelsey, it's like having 2 tight ends. It really is.
It is.
I mean, we're joking about him being fat, but I mean,
Yeah.
him and Kelsey side by side with Tyreek Hill and Chris Conley. I mean, dude.
I mean, they didn't use him in Buffalo correctly. They haven't used him correctly since his
Rookie year.
first year. Yeah.
And that's only because Cam threw it up because he's atrocious.
Yeah.
And Kelvin actually caught like 8 touchdowns or something.
Yeah, and he was a little thinner. I'm not one to talk,
He
I
was.
promise. But, but yeah. So, Nolan, let's hear your injuries.
All right, man. So we've got a lot. Okay, we'll start with Indy Houston. Ty, he's got a shoulder. I think he's going to play though. For Houston, Kiki, man, I just want to sing the song. Anyway, he's going to be good to go this week with a hammy. And Foreman, who's been on the PUP list basically all season, is going to come back. I don't think Lamar Miller's been beasting it. I don't think he's going to do much, but it is worth noting he's back.
Oh, they traded him after the season.
Yeah.
Lamar Miller.
I hope they do, because I've got Foreman in the dynasty. Anyway.
Terrible.
So we'll go to the Baltimore KC. Not that it matters, but Joe Flacco has a hip.
Got to
You know,
Put him in a
Jackson's
wheelchair.
playing.
Retired.
Samuel Watkins, he's out 4 to 6 weeks with that foot. So he's going to miss potentially some playoffs, which is going to hurt. But maybe Kelvin Benjamin can fill that role. Carolina, Cleveland, Cam was limited this week, but he practiced fully on Friday, so he's good to go. Worth noting, Denzel Ward for Cleveland, the corner, he's out, so that can mean good things for Mr. DJ Moore.
We're on all over the place this weekend.
New England and Miami, Xavier Howard's out, the corner over there. That could be good things for Mr. Josh Gordon. Danny Amendola is questionable, but he did say in this revenge game there's 0 chance that he doesn't play. I don't think it matters because he hadn't been over 90 yards.
Daniel Amendola.
But you know, in those revenge games, every once in a while you beast it up. So I just wanted to mention it. Gronk, I don't know if y'all knew this, but he was limited in practice.
Really?
This is actually one of those things that's been his entire career has been limited in practice, like never a full participant. So we got Atlanta, Green Bay, the Green Bay shit show. We'll see what's going on over there. But wanted to mention for Chad that Matt Bryant, the kicker, he's questionable with the back. But I wanted to let y'all know, because if you're starting that guy, a lot of times after your bye week, you just plug the kicker in there and you don't look at it again. That'd be the shits if you got into the playoffs and Matt Bryant scored you a big 0 and you lose by 3.
Yeah.
Jimmy Graham, he's good to go. He's going to play. Who's not good to go is the Packers' offensive line. Literally 3 starters are out.
Yeah.
I think that's bad news for Mr. Aaron Jones. And then Calvin Ridley was a limited participant, but if I had to bet, he is going to play. All right, Deshaun Jackson out with a thumb. Surprise, surprise, Deshaun Jackson is out. Godwin could be the guy. Man, this is, I just found this out today. OBJ, see what I did? I did it. It's not ODB, it's OBJ.
You got it. You got it.
I'm just trying to work on my game.
It's not a dirty bastard. It's Beckham Jr.
Old dirty bastard. I like that. I never realized. Anyway, he had a quad. He was a limited participant in practice, but he has been officially ruled out. So we got no Odell.
Yeah, big for Sterling Shepard and Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram's back. He's back from a hammy injury.
I know he's been a letdown and a half, but this could be the game. I mean, it's going to be the Saquon show.
It's going to be Saquon
every week.
I hope it is.
Until they run him in the ground.
I hope they run
I'm
him.
going against Saquon in the
They're running in the ground
this week against Brian Carter. So
I got him starting in the couch league, and I need him to come up and do big things.
I need him to trip getting off the bus.
me too.
Again, not sure if this is relevant. Josh Doxson has a hip injury, but Mark Sanchez is his quarterback, so don't think it matters.
So they don't play quarterback?
I mean, I don't think it matters. And Jamison Crowder was full all this week. You know, he's been injured most of the season. But again, not sure it matters. Adrian Peterson's going to run to a wall all day. So we got Cincy and the Chargers. Melvin Gordon is out with a knee. But here's what I want to tell you. Good inside info. Was reading some articles. Coach says that Eckler is beat up. And they're going to...
This I didn't know until today.
So I think Mr. Jackson over there is in line for a larger workload than expected. Everybody that's just going to roll Eckler out there, I still think he's going to be good, but Coach said he's banged up.
Dude, I think they get up pretty early, and second half it's going to be, let's see what this kid can do, and just let him go, turn him loose. You know?
Emmanuel Sanders for Denver and San Fran. Emmanuel Sanders, he actually went to IR. He was on the top of the casket that was my fantasy season, and he hit his hammer. It hit his thumb, and he went to IR. Along with Matt Breida. He was actually in the coffin. It's weird. But Matt Breida's out. Alfred Morris was scratched last week, healthy scratch, and Jeff Wilson got most of the carries. So healthy scratch, I think Wilson's probably going to get the carries again this week. Then we've got Detroit and the Cardinals. Stafford, back injury, but he's going to play. Bruce Ellington, he's got a back injury, but I think he's going to play. Kerryon Johnson was before Emmanuel hit his thumb, Kerryon was in the other coffin. He's out with a knee. That basically killed my fantasy season. Christian Kirk went to IR as well, so maybe Fitz is going to do Fitz things this week.
Yep.
So we got the New York Football Jets and the Buffalo Bills. Isaiah Crowell's limited, so let's watch that. If for some reason that he's scratched, obviously McGuire's going to be big over there. Robbie Anderson was also limited. Not that it matters. He's done squat. The Bears and the Rams. Mitch is back. Mitch is back.
They need him.
That's a good thing. Maybe Allen Robinson will get off his dead ass catch back.
Could use it.
So Pittsburgh and the Raiders. James Conner's out with that ankle. I know that probably devastated a lot of people this week. So kind of a bad deal. There's a lot of people hurt for the Raiders. I listed none of them because it does not matter. None of them do not play anybody unless you have to play Doug Martin because, you're Nolan and all your other running backs are hurt. All right, so Minnesota, Stephon Diggs, limited participant. He'll play. He's been pretty much limited all year. It's kind of a maintenance day. Doug Baldwin did not practice. He's going to be a game time decision. And then that's basically it.
It's a lot. Did you get Jalen Samuels in that?
I did.
waiver?
I did.
That's nice.
Scared
I think
to play
that
it, but
I think that people are a little worried about Samuels. Don't be worried.
Mm-mm.
I think he's gonna go ham on a biscuit, boys. So
That's a what's it called? A system.
I need 7.
yeah,
system
yeah, it's a
offense.
plug and play.
I just need 7 points.
I rush for 40.
Oh, he'll get 15.
I love it.
Oh,
15 helps.
Yeah.
I'd rush for 40 in that offense. Tell you what, before I got concussed, it'd be about 40 yards.
So let's talk about shit shows from week 13, and I'm gonna lead. My shit show is week 13.
Whole week.
The entirety of week 13 was such a shit show. It is unbelievable. Like I said, I got knocked out of 2 playoffs because of it. But
Sweet.
so many players, just to name a few: Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, Tyreek Hill, Andrew Luck, Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, Jared Goff, David Johnson. The list goes up. Mike Evans. The list goes on and on and on and on.
Mason Crosby.
And that's on top of the guys that got suspended.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, and then there's Leonard Fournette not even showing up
Anybody else.
because he's Mike Tyson punch out.
yeah.
Dude, that was like, this has been one of those years. This is probably the worst I've ever seen it coming down the stretch. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Teams falling.
we've seen entire seasons where it's like every other week somebody goes down with a season ender. But this is like, you're trucking along in the train and you're all year. It's okay. It's like, we're all right. You know, there's a couple people we lost. But then
We're gonna get
it
there.
is just derail right at the end, and tons of people knocked out. 9-3 teams, 10-2 teams, just knocked out. But it is what it is, and that's why you scrape the waivers and
That's right.
make it happen,
Yeah.
and stay deep, and players that nobody was talking about are making an impact right now.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
But yeah, that's my shit show. The entirety. What do you got, Fubu? Who did you hate last week?
Washington. Mark Sanchez? Seriously?
He took my shit show. He's not allowed on the show ever again. This is bullshit.
Seriously? No, you can have it. Mark Sanchez, in general. How is he still in football? Where's Tebow at?
Yeah.
Dude, there's a lot of people, and I'm not trying to get into a Kaepernick thing, because dang. But there's a lot of people that can play quarterback better than Mark Sanchez
I couldn't.
right now.
I could. Guaranteed.
Did you see on the anniversary of the butt fumble, he recovered a fumble with his butt?
I saw that.
That's kind of...
I saw that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm glad they're in our division. It's nice.
Oh, I'm since you said that, I'm gonna go with the Green Bay Packers as my shit show.
The organization.
But with that being said, if Josh McDaniels goes there next year,
Yeah.
that's gonna be beastly. But man, there was a shit show. I mean, the whole team quit. Aaron Rodgers quit, and then when Aaron quit, everybody else quit. I mean, it was just a flat
You
out
could
shit
just
show.
see it happening.
How many games till Mason Crosby's cut?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
he should already
It
been.
should have been a package deal.
He already
Yeah,
should.
it should've.
Both of them last week.
Dude, Mike McCarthy has screwed me so many times in fantasy. It's unbelievable. He's screwed me more than any other coach. Eddie Lacy. I mean, it's
And word.
Aaron Jones. How long did it take this year for them to go strictly to Aaron
Aaron
Jones?
Jones.
How long?
8
But
weeks.
dude, Jamal's the truth, bro.
Oh my gosh.
Golden child.
Unbelievable. I mean, Mike McCarthy's going to land somewhere else and continue to screw your fantasy teams, so need not worry. He will be hired quick.
Had Montgomery not brought the kickoff out and fumbled at the end of the game,
Yeah, versus Rams.
when the Packers could have, doing it to A-Rod, 2 minutes left, go down and score a touchdown, Aaron Jones still wouldn't be the starting running back.
Yeah, no.
He'd be buried on the depth chart. Still, it took one idiot to make one bad call. Coach was like, out of my hands.
Yeah. But just like last week, you saw Jamal Williams way too much.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, if you see him at all, it's too much.
Yeah.
I mean, he should be over there getting.
The only time you should see him is if they're panning the sideline.
He should be getting Aaron Jones.
Should
Yeah.
be
I'm special teams on the road.
Or
quarterback
play
is
He
special
plays
teams.
special teams. He's a
Play.
special team player. I mean,
Did you hear, like, I was reading some stuff about it. So Aaron Rodgers would go into the huddle. He would get the play from McCarthy and go, I roll.
yeah.
And, like, the whole offense knew it. I mean, how does that not come out before
Well,
now?
Philbin was calling a lot of the plays, though.
Yeah, I heard that.
So, and you know, some coaches could just be trying to. There could be a vendetta out for Mike McCarthy, and Joe Philbin doesn't like him, and be like, "We're gonna call this play," and screw over McCarthy. Even
4th and
more.
20, run it.
Yeah.
Well, and he wasted maybe the best quarterback that we've ever seen.
Have you noticed though
Yeah.
this year how I think they're ranked like third least or something like that in play action plays run.
Really?
The best in the league at play action
Mhm.
quarterback. The pump and go to Jordy Nelson, that's his MO back in the day. They ran none,
No.
hardly any. So and that killed them.
Oh, and they got to get him. You know, you remember back in the heyday when he had like Donald Driver and
Just throw it.
yeah.
Just throw it.
I mean, who else were on those teams? I mean, he had receivers, and now we've got
Greg Jennings.
Greg Jennings was one of them. Now we've got Devontae Adams, and
That's it.
Nobody.
Yeah, and I mean, well, honestly, I think some of these rookies are good. He's just not even going at them. I mean, he's not even targeting them. It's just like,
Well, it's the
But
law firm.
see, he sees them all day in practice.
yeah.
He knows which ones catch, which one can't.
Oh yeah,
He's a selfish
Bacon.
player, though.
Love it.
he is.
Yeah.
Love
He
it.
is. Anyway,
If
that was
All
you're-
right, well,
Yeah.
yeah, so, hey, speaking of shit shows, I wanted to prelude a little bit into the Dead to Me. So, either week 16, championship week, or probably the week after, when nobody has any fancy stuff going on, we're going to do a Dead to Me special, and we do it every year, and it's players that we're done with, we're signing off and being done with, but I wanted to list just a couple of them, and it's only big because it happened Thursday night, but I wrote up my notes after Thursday night. Derrick Henry is so dead to me that's not even funny.
yeah.
I wouldn't draft him on the team. I don't give a rat's ass if they cut everybody who runs the ball except Derrick Henry. And I don't give a crap that he just did his little record for the team, whatever, the 99-yard run. Dude, it doesn't matter. If you're not doing it every down, every week,
It doesn't matter.
you're just doing it one game. So, I mean, I'm done with him. Alice Collins, Jamal Williams, Rex Burkhead, done with him. Josh Doxson, I've been a Josh Doxson truther since day one, and he just can't ever get there.
You
So
can't get a
I'm
quarterback
done.
to stay with it.
Keelan
No
Cole,
chemistry.
Kenny Stills, Jamison Crowder. I'm done with Jamison Crowder regardless.
He's been hurt all season.
It doesn't matter. I'm done with him.
Yeah, I got you.
So
I got you.
anyway, so that's kind of a taste of what we're gonna do here in a few weeks. But let's go into good call, bad call. So there's
Yes.
a lot of calls that we made before the season, and like I said, nobody wants to listen to some people toot their own horns, but that's what we're gonna kind
Oh,
of
we're
do.
gonna do it.
No one.
But Fubu, I wanted to ask you about some of your calls because I went through some of your teams and I looked and I saw people like DJ Moore. Was that a big target for you?
That was kind of fell into my lap type guy.
I know you like all of the Alvin Kamara was a big target for you 2 years ago,
Mhm.
and you loaded up on him again this year. I know you liked Calvin Ridley. Me and you fought over him.
Oh yeah.
In a couple of drafts, we fought
Yeah.
over him. Anthony Miller, you're big on, which I
didn't
think.
get Ridley. I got Miller.
I mean, what do you think
Yeah.
about Anthony Miller's future? I mean,
As soon as Allen Robinson's gone, I think they give him one more season, possibly. But you take a rookie receiver and a young quarterback with no real run game to speak of at the moment, unless you're throwing it out of the backfield. The dude's going to put up 15 touchdowns a season 2 years from now.
yeah,
And it will
I think he'll be
continue
big.
for a long time.
And Taylor Gabriel won't be there,
No.
so it'll
And Anthony Miller's got hands. He's not lightning, but he's got hands. Put him in the slot, put him on the outside. Too small for them to double team. One-on-one coverage the rest of his career.
be, yeah.
And Trubisky's got cannon.
And Fubu also had a lot of shares of the Jailbirds at the beginning of the year. Mark Ingram and Julian Edelman both suspended, and he had them just waiting. And then you had Will Fuller was a big one, which, I mean, it's upset he went down, but
he shot.
Guy's good.
My dynasty season, he derailed that big time.
by the way, in keeper leagues, there's a lot of people that might be out of the playoffs, and if it's allowed to still add players, that's what you need to do is scroll down and look for those IR people that people dropped, just making room on their team that you could potentially keep next year, and Will Fuller will probably be on some of those. I went and got Cooper Kupp and a few.
Hey, just for record, a good call that I believe I had, I don't know, about 10 months ago. Saquon Barkley, before he was even projected in the draft, before he was put on the table for everybody to see.
Fubu knows people when they're in high school.
Yes.
And somebody, how much did you pay for him? Who got him in the Dynasty League?
I didn't get him in the
No,
dynasty.
Brandon Downs did.
Somebody paid like
Brandon Downs
$80
did.
for him.
Yeah,
I mean, I spent 90 on Gurley.
I spent 80 on
but
Zeke.
Good Lord. I wanted it. I
Yeah.
couldn't spend 170 on
Well, I
Gurley.
mean, we asked how Downs is in the playoffs in there, and that's one reason.
That's
All
it.
Saquon.
Yeah.
right, so I'm going to bring up Nolan here.
Uh-oh.
These are some of the good calls that Nolan had. He said he loved George Kittle.
Did. Drafted him.
Got tons of shares of
That's a
that. Matt Ryan bounce back year.
Yes.
That was a Nolan.
I got a little lucky there because that defense is so bad.
Yeah. James White, the guy to own in New England. That was a big one.
That was one of my best ones. Don't get me wrong, Sony's been good, but he's been injured. James White's just the guy that scores 10 a week. I mean, but early in the season he was scoring like 20 a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So man, that was good for me.
Stay away from Jamal Williams. That was one. Jarvis Landry. He's top 25.
Yeah, he's a little disappointing, but
Yeah.
hey, he's
He had a
still
big
serviceable.
week. Last week was a big week.
Oh yeah.
Nolan said he liked Fournette, but injury concerns.
Imagine that.
Nail on the head. He loved Christian McCaffrey.
I talked you into McCaffrey.
No, I never
didn't?
I
I was
never
all about
came
McCaffrey.
around.
I couldn't
That's one of my that's one of my bad calls that I have listed. Mike Evans. You kind of came around on that one for me. Julio Jones, you were all in this year. Keenan Allen, Devontae Adams. You said you hated Jarrett McKinnon. All over
That
Stephon
was a good
Diggs. Probably not going to be happy with Derrick Henry.
Where he's being drafted.
Where he's being drafted. Lamar Miller, you were big on.
Yeah, that one's been huge, especially going into your playoffs. He's a league winner right now.
They've waited for him
He is a league
to come
winner.
around and do that.
Corey Davis, we were both in on, but I mean, it's not like he's had a monster season, but he did break out this year.
He's broke out.
They've had Mariota out a lot. You
That
know?
guy, I don't know that he's the franchise quarterback anyway.
Yeah. You loved Cooper Kupp and loved Phillip Rivers. That's good.
Emmanuel Sanders was big. I got him in a lot of
Yeah,
leagues.
Manny Sanders. I skipped that one. So that's a lot of good calls.
That's a lot
there.
of good.
So here comes mine. Jimmy Graham overdrafted, ranked too high. He was going 60th overall when I said this. I said don't draft him, but 60th overall. That's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, Dynasty's
And I'm just saying. I told you. I mean, he finished top 10, but dude, it's a tight end. Why are you taking him over guys like?
Oh,
There were so many guys. CJ Anderson is a piece of shit.
I agree.
Is he still playing?
Actually, he. Let's see. Chiefs
he's-
brought him in.
I think he signed with somebody.
Yeah.
Oakland.
Sure. He signed with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Street clothes.
If I'm getting anyone in the Cleveland backfield, it is Nick Chubb.
That's a great call.
Kenyon Drake can be the guy, but it doesn't matter if he's the guy in Miami. I don't want him.
Yeah.
Frank Gore is going to be more involved than you think. That was another call.
Very good.
Not drafting Shady McCoy.
Good call.
I liked Nyheim Hines over Wilkins. I mean, he panned out for a few weeks. Melvin Gordon is a top 10 running back easily. Julio Jones was one I also liked with Nolan over there. Michael Thomas should be a first rounder. I
Wow,
said.
that's good.
Zeke Elliott, number 1 overall, and I stand by that. He's second to Gurley only by, I think, 25, 26 yards for the season rushing. Gurley's been more involved in passing as well.
Yeah.
And more touchdowns. Devontae Adams, I was with you on that. Keenan Allen, A.J. Green. Up until the injury, he was good. Mike Evans, Joe Mixon. I hated McKinnon too. Stay away from. Oh, I've already said LaShawn McCoy. Stay away. T.Y. Hilton was going way too low.
Yeah.
Andrew Luck. I was so all in on Andrew Luck having a bounce back, and that happened. I always stay away from Gronk, so that just worked out. Amari Cooper may bounce back. Took a while in a new team, and he did. Stayed away from J.A.R.V.I.S. Not drafting Ronald Jones.
Dude, that J.A.R.V.I.S call was money.
Yeah. Kerryon Johnson was going to be good. Then Tariq Cohen, I called that one.
Yeah.
So you're still worried about Ronald Jones?
Yeah, no, this was before the season. I said don't draft.
Yeah, I was big on him at the
Yeah.
beginning of the season.
So that's one of those foolish back calls there.
Yeah.
That's why he's on the dynasty.
Yeah.
Well,
see.
he could be something next year.
We'll see.
If he'll stay healthy.
First, Drew Brees bounce back year.
Nailed that one.
The first on my sleeper list was the Dallas Cowboys defense. And that was on our draft
great call.
episode. Stay away from Allen Hurns. DJ Moore is going to be big. Rams defense should be number 1. Calvin Ridley is going to be big. O.J. Howard is going to be big. Kenny Galladay is going to be big. Chris Godwin is going to be big. Christian Kirk has the best opportunity out of all rookie receivers.
He was pretty good up until he got hurt.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley kind of one-upped him, but he was right there. Austin Hooper has a breakout. Avoiding Corey Coleman at all costs. Love Dante Pettis in the preseason. He could be somebody good. It took him 12 weeks.
But
he got an opportunity.
finally got there.
All right, let's talk about our shitty calls.
Yeah.
We're done patting ourselves on the back. You know, we don't ever nail everything, and trust me, each week we're like, out of all the calls that we make, there's some bad ones each week. But here's some of Nolan's that I found, and this is all recorded, by the way. I went through and listened to every one of these and just wrote them down. I'm taking Duke Johnson. That came out of this.
Dude, but here's the thing. I mean, Duke's averaged 9 points in a PPR for the season.
Not bad.
I mean,
It's not horrid, but
he's
just not attractive, I guess.
no. Well, Baker doesn't dumb it down.
Yeah.
He actually throws it forward.
Agreeing with me, I was pushing this, and he agreed with me. So it's my bad call that plagued him.
It's
with
like the guy that's drowning. He's grabbing the guy and going, "Hey, will you come get me on this?"
Agreeing to take Devonta Freeman over Christian McCaffrey.
You know, and Christian McCaffrey has had a great season, and I was big on McCaffrey going in, but I mean, Devonta Freeman got hurt. We don't really know.
We don't know, but it wouldn't have been that good.
It wouldn't have been that good.
No.
He wouldn't have been McCaffrey good.
Nolan was worried about Kareem Hunt, which Kareem Hunt just turned around and was the same guy.
Yeah.
Up until he got
Until he started kicking legs.
This is a quote from Nolan Howard. How awesome is Hugh Jackson?
Dude, that.
Yeah, that's
There's nothing I can say.
That's a hard knock.
I liked him though.
I mean, he's an awesome dude. He is an awesome
Yeah.
dude. He's not an awesome coach.
He's
Good on camera, bad on the sidelines.
Another quote from Nolan. It may be the year for Gronk.
nah.
Can't
even talk about that.
Demarius Thomas, who we both love.
Dude, I remember when we were doing our rankings, and I had him ranked like 19th at wide receiver.
I had to talk you off of that. We had to compromise on that player in our rankings.
This is the one that's going to hurt. Right?
Marvelous Marvin Jones. He was all in on Marvin Jones, and he talked me into it. I had Marvin Jones in 2 leagues.
Dude, I had him like...
That's my team name,
Detroit
man.
at
The
all.
coach from the couch league that was keeping up with the Joneses because I had Julio and Marvin.
Oh, that hurt me.
Alex Collins, you were huge on him.
You know, Alex Collins was serviceable all year in a flex.
They didn't use him.
They don't use him.
They didn't use him right.
I don't understand.
If they used him like they did last year, he would have been great.
But they don't, and now he damn sure isn't going to be used that way because.
But he would have.
We were both.
If he was healthy when Jackson got the starting nod, he would have done what Gus Edwards was doing.
Yeah.
Would have.
Yeah.
Just injury at the wrong time.
Doing some river dancing.
Next guy.
Well, and I think Collins maybe isn't as suited for an RPO as Gus is. I mean, Gus is pretty good with that, but I mean, A-Call, he's a give him 25 carries and let him run it straight into the line over and over again.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we were both high on Michael Gallup, thinking he was going to just be really good, which I think he's still going to be good.
It's coming.
It's coming. We both thought Mitch Trubisky was just, we were dogging him bad.
Dude.
Now, I wouldn't mention that if we weren't dogging him so bad.
Dude,
Because
we did dog
we
him.
were like, nobody in Chicago is going to be good because Mitch Trubisky's so bad.
Oh.
And he proved us way wrong.
Dude, he's like a top 12
He is
quarterback this
good.
year.
He was 6 up until he got hurt.
I know.
Here's my bads, and I had some that Nolan shared with me that I didn't list because I should definitely take the credit because I probably pushed it. So I thought Corey Clement was going to be
You were
good.
all over.
I thought Corey Clement was going to. He was one of my sleepers. I thought Marcus Mariota was going to be good.
He's
In
hurt.
fairness, he was hurt.
He's feeling
I didn't love, but I liked Jordan Howard a lot.
I still don't understand why that doesn't work.
I don't either.
I still don't understand why anybody would draft him.
Well, dude, because he was good
I'm scared
whenever
of him.
he was good 2 years ago. He was still good.
But they went out and got all those new toys for Mitch to throw to.
I figured he'd
but
open up the
they
line
just
more.
didn't use him.
I think they should stop using him and solely make Cohen the workhorse.
Yeah, me too. Cause
Just-
Cohen can't be a workhorse.
he'll
be hurt inside 3
can.
weeks.
Yeah, he's
And
true.
Jordan Howard's never hurt either. He's like a battering ram. He
Yeah.
never did that. I don't understand it. Anyway.
I have this one highlighted because it's the worst. Christian McCaffrey, I thought there was no way they were going to give him that many touches, but they did, and there's no way he's going to be that good.
But they
There's
did.
nobody else in
He's
that
going to get
offense.
hurt. He's not going to be. He really didn't. If you go back and look at all the games from last year, he didn't. You know, there was a few games. If he hadn't got whatever. Okay, I ate all those words. Christian McCaffrey is a beast. I agreed with Nolan about Hugh Jackson. Adam Thielen is overpriced in the 3rd round.
How about number 1 wideout?
Doug Baldwin has a really good year. I mean, he was hurt a lot. Derek Carr dang sure isn't going to be, this is a quote, he dang sure isn't going to be throwing to Jared Cook.
Turns out that's their only receiver.
Demarius Thomas.
For 200 and a couple of
That was coming off of talking about Amari Cooper, so I was like, well, who else is he going to throw to? It isn't going to be Jared Cook. Idiot.
It's the only person he's
Demarius
touched.
Thomas, I was with him on that, and Alex Collins. But I saved this one because Nolan was all about this too. We were jocking some Royce Freeman.
It just didn't pan out, and it's not because Royce is bad.
It's
Royce
because-
actually plays well.
It's because Philip Lindsay is
Is
so much
better.
better.
He's
Yeah.
better.
nothing you can do
It's
about that.
amazing. Philip Lindsay, what an epic season. I was on Marquise Goodwin, which, if
Andrew.
Garoppolo would have played, I think it'd have been better. And
Jimmy
if,
G, I forgot he went out.
yeah, I thought Cooper Kupp was overpriced. I was wrong. Jacksonville defense is going to be the same defense as previous year. I was wrong. And Mitch Trubisky, I also agreed that he was a sack of turd. Some players, though, to continue a little bit of a pat, just a little bit of a pat on the back. The players that had no shares of Jarrett McKinnon, Devontae Parker, Jay Ajayi, Alshon Jeffrey, Deion Lewis, or Derrick Henry, Shady McCoy, Kenyon Drake, Rob Gronkowski, Tom Brady.
No, I had Dion one week.
That's a bunch of
He said
people that I stayed away from. So anyway,
I have Alshon in one league.
it takes a man to admit when they're wrong, and we admit we had some
Oh, yeah.
moments, but dude, we had a lot of really good ones.
We had some good, and it wasn't like the goods weren't like, hey, Todd Gurley's going to have a good season.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah, we tried to keep it where it was like relevant.
Don't throw out the obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, you're going to draft Zeke in the first round. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
Way to go bold.
you know.
Yeah. All right. Well, now we've talked plenty about the past. Let's talk about the future. We'll talk about Week 14 matchups, and there's some good games coming and some bad games.
Mm-hmm.
Start out with Carolina at Cleveland. I know you said Cam is off the injury report, but dude, he's hurt.
He is.
I'm just saying he's hurt. So that helps Christian McCaffrey, obviously, with dump-offs. So I love him this year. Plus, it's against Cleveland, and they can't stop anybody against the run. I like Funchess, and it's not going to be a DJ Moore week, I don't think. Even with Ward out, I think that DJ Moore needs to be down the field. And I don't think Cam's going to be able to get it down the field.
Well, he can't healthy either, really.
Ian Thomas gets a chance at tight end with Greg Olsen out.
Sorry. I mean, I hate Cam.
Yeah. Yeah. On the other side, we've got Baker Mayfield. I think this is a big week for Baker.
Oh, yeah. I think Cleveland could actually pull out a dub here.
Oh, easily, dude. I mean, with Carolina playing like they've been playing, that's a win. J.A.R.V.I.S. Landry should have a big day, and Joku. I think Chubb, it's going to be a tougher matchup, but I think he gets back on track. And last week, I mean, it took a while, but he came on late.
Yeah.
So
wears him down.
Do you have Chubb anywhere, Fubu?
Didn't touch him.
Oh man.
I want no part of that offense at.
You should put that on your hit list. You were all over Chubb.
I did. I had it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was one of those guys. Put him in your top 10, but if I land the other running backs first, I don't have to worry about it.
Well,
unfortunately, I got him in keeper leagues too. So.
Well, and I took a lot of the guy that got traded.
Carlos Hyde.
I took a lot of Hyde, and he was the guy early on.
He played well early,
but
yeah. I mean, he amounted to nothing now, which a lot of players did. Baltimore, KC, Lamar Jackson's going to start again. That kills every receiver on the team because he does not throw the football.
Good if you have him though.
Yeah, it does.
He's going to rush for about 90.
Yeah. Gus Edwards does better than last week this week.
Let's hope so.
I think both Lamar
I think they need to
and
throw
Gus.
it to him out of the backfield.
I think so too.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of catches.
No, they're going to have to.
Yeah.
You don't bring Ty Montgomery in to run the football. You throw it to him. So what does the defense do?
Well,
back off coverage.
I honestly think that Ty will be a little bit of a sleeper start this week. I mean, not that you would, but in DFS, because they're going to be playing. I mean, I know Baltimore's defense is good, but Kansas City's going to score some points.
Their only chance is getting the ball and controlling the clock.
That's it.
And you can't do that if you can't throw a 6-yard first down. So, I mean, Jackson's going to have to figure out how to throw the ball this week. And I think that really Willie Snead is the one guy that he's kind of gone to. Mark Andrews maybe.
Big play.
They're going to have to get a true number one at the end of the season.
He was about some John Brown. Oh, no, that was more Flacco.
No, Flacco made him the truth. So, yeah. On the other side, Mahomes, it's a tough matchup, but he'll be good, as always. I like Travis Kelce. They have a safety, Thomas something, I can't remember his name, that's injured that helps Kelce this week on the Baltimore side. I don't like the KC backfield, though. Spencer Ware's not going to do anything for you.
And if you thought, if they thought that Spencer Ware was good, they wouldn't have signed West this week.
Yeah.
True. I mean, because Damian Williams, they got a couple other backs. I mean, they wanted somebody that could do the early down work, and Ware just, he can't break a tackle.
West already knows the offense. He's been there.
Yeah. What do y'all think about Tyreek Hill this week, though, with this matchup?
I think he's going to get a lot of volume.
I don't think they need him against Baltimore. I don't think they'll need it.
I think well, if they go to Kelce, then
I think that's you just pepper the middle.
Yeah.
Use Tyreek to clear it out.
Yeah.
Pepper Kelce all day in the middle.
Yeah, it'll be Kelce.
And they're going to play with their new toy. If Benjamin's out there, they're going to play with him.
Maybe.
They're gonna
if they play him, are they expecting to play him?
He's for sure going to play next Thursday.
Yeah.
Don't know about Sunday. But, I mean, like you say, I just think they're going to hit Hill on some bubble screens, a bunch of that kind
If
of stuff.
they can do that, They'll run the score up in a hurry.
Indy at Houston, and I think that the point total on this is that Vegas has is a little low. I think it's like 50 or something. I think it's like
49.5.
That would be halftime.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a high-scoring game, actually. Andrew Luck gets back on track, even though it's a bad matchup. I don't think he's going to go off, but he'll be serviceable. And a lot depends on if T.Y.'s going, which Nolan said that it looks like he is. I hate Marlon Mack this week.
I hate Marlon Mack, period.
Yeah, I mean, he's not that
He helped me a few weeks.
Yeah.
But
Until Fournette came back. And
yeah, he was good a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Eric Ebron, man, that's going to be one.
Dude, he may have been the best breakout of the fantasy season outside of like James Conner.
Yeah.
I mean, like legit, Ebron has been.
They may be the only
So
team
good.
that could run 3 tight ends every down.
Oh,
When they're healthy,
yeah.
they could run 3 tight ends.
I hate it.
Why?
I hate it for Jack the Card though. I like Jack the
Yeah.
Card goal.
Yeah. On the other side, Deshaun Watson should have a solid game. DeAndre Hopkins is going to get loaded on. Lamar Miller is playing really good. I think he continues that this week. Yeah, he's helped a lot of people coming down the stretch.
Oh, dude, he's been massive.
New England at Miami. Who will be the running back that gets the most points? I feel like Sony's going to be involved, but it's going to be a James White week. But honestly, even if Miami can't put up points, it's going to be James White's going to be involved plenty.
Oh yeah.
And they're going to, just to piss you off, they'll throw some Rex Burkhead in there.
Why wouldn't you?
I know
Yeah.
what.
Might
You
as
know,
well.
when you look at New England, Miami, you think, New England's going to win by 21. That's not the way it works out in that game. Like, for some reason, Miami plays them tough.
Yeah.
Like, all those games
That
are always
rivalry.
close.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be close again.
Are they in Miami?
At
Yeah.
Miami.
Yeah.
That helps.
Tom Brady hadn't been great, but I
Mitch
think
is
he
actually
should be
better.
okay. Especially with Xavier Howard out. So, with Xavier Howard out, I love Josh Gordon as a play in DFS or starting, and
Dude,
Julian Edelman too. I mean,
Beast next year.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I think so too. Rob is actually going to be good this week, I think. So,
if he doesn't stub his toe or something.
yeah. For Miami, you take a risk when you play Kenyon Drake, but I think this is a Kenyon Drake week.
God, don't say that.
Why?
Let him know I know.
You?
No! Well, no. I'm playing against Hefe in the couch league, and he's starting the Drake against
He can egg just as easily.
I need the
as
Drake
he
to
can-
go for -4.
Yeah, I'm not using anybody else though for Miami. The Giants at Washington. This is the week to use the Giants defense against Mark Sanchez. Saquon is going to have a big game with Odell out. I love Sterling Shepard and Evan Ingram in DFS because of OBJ out. So
Oh, yeah.
on the Washington side, you can't use anybody except Adrian Peterson this week.
I hope he breaks
But last week,
Even
Last
you
week
could
he
probably use Jordan Reed a little bit, but
he rushed for like $112 or something.
yeah,
99 carry.
yeah, yeah.
17 carries for -1 yard after that.
Yeah, they're going to have to feed him, but we'll see how that goes. New Orleans at Tampa Bay, big game. Weather could be a deal there, so we'll keep an eye on that and keep you posted. But I think it's a game to load up on.
Everybody.
Drew Brees historically hadn't been great there. He's only thrown over 300 yards twice in the last 5 times that he's been in Tampa Bay. So and he's had some games. He's had a 3 interception game there.
They just lost to the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Prime time.
He's going to be pissed off, have some of that red ass.
They're stone cold.
They score 70 this week.
Michael Thomas bounced back. Alvin Kamara day. I think it's Alvin Kamara, not Mark Ingram week.
If it's a wet day, does that favor Ingram?
I really don't know. Probably.
Kamara can run between the tackles
Yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You never know with Mark Ingram.
That's true. He could fumble on the first play.
Yeah. Traquan Smith back. Only in DFS. Tampa Bay is firing on all cylinders on offense, and their defenses look a lot better too. The secondary, it's third stringers, but they're playing good. I'm telling you, third stringers were better than the first stringers all along. You know, it's one of those crazy things. Winston is playing really good. I think he's going to continue that. He's always got his turnovers. And he's going to have that. Don't worry about that. He'll definitely fumble or throw picks. You can't use Peyton Barber this week against New Orleans. If you were desperate, just don't do it.
You shouldn't have played Peyton Barber at all.
Oh, yeah. I like all three receivers: Humphreys, Godwin, Mike Evans. All of them.
Do you lean towards Godwin or Humphreys with Deshaun out?
Godwin.
Yeah, me too.
Good call.
Braid this week. I don't like Braid. I don't like Braid this week. It sucks. I'm having to start him in one. Atlanta at Green Bay.
This could be an interesting game.
I love this game. I think it's going to be one that I'm going to have a ton of exposure on in DFS, but potential shootout. Matt Ryan's going to bounce back, I think.
Definitely.
Julio is going to have a big week. Calvin Ridley is going to make a reappearance. The only person I don't like is Tevin Coleman. I don't like him.
What is his deal this year?
Dude, I don't understand. That guy's good.
Dude, when Charlie played me, he was like freaking Seabiscuit all over the place. Put up like 40. But no. Like, every other week he shits the bed and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm playing Chad.
Yeah, here's Ito Smith or Ito or whatever the hell his name.
It's not as great a matchup for Austin Hooper, but I think it'll be. I mean, you're using him because they're McCarthy gone, so it's time to see what Rodgers can do on the other side.
Do you think that Rodgers is basically going to be the offensive coordinator this week?
I think so.
I think so too.
Love it.
I think it's going to be some backyard football.
Dude, because that's what he does.
Yeah.
He's the best in the league.
I think he's going to ball out this week. I think he's putting up 30.
He's going to lead the team in rushing.
Philbin's still making the. We talked about it, but Philbin's still calling the plays. So we'll see if Rodgers takes over. So.
Oh, you got that down. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, you're good. I shouldn't even went there. I should have skipped it after we talked about it. They have to run more play action. We talked about that. So I want to see that. I think that's what's going to happen. So you have to pay attention. Like seriously, if you see a lot more play action and they start whipping that ass, you'll remember that this guy mentioned that shit.
That's right. Good call.
But I do like Aaron Jones. The offensive line though, that worries me. And Deion Jones being back on the Atlanta side worries me. That dude's a beast.
He is.
But you can, as far as receivers, you can only use Devontae Adams. Yeah.
You don't like Marquez Brown?
No, I don't like anybody else.
Scantling.
Jimmy Graham. I mean, I think Jimmy Graham will be all right this week. Moving on to the Jets at Buffalo. I mean, what a game! It's been 3 weeks since the last time they faced off, and what a good one that was. That killed everybody because they used Jets defense. Is everybody going to try to do that again? Don't do it. Don't do it. Use the Buffalo defense. That's who you should use.
It's a trap.
This should be a fun one. I had fart sound in parentheses. Anyway, Sam Darnold's back. Can't use anyone for a receiver, even Chris Herman. I mean,
I have to start him this week. I have to.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do. Yeah, pay attention to Crowell. I actually like Josh Allen this week.
Josh Allen's been good.
He's a serviceable QB.
Dude, Zay Jones. He's been like 2 weeks in a row.
I think it works because nobody's worried about him until now.
Yeah.
And now he has become the number
Jets
one.
can't stop him.
Well, no, they couldn't stop me. But
Josh Allen's
bad.
What did I hear? It was prior to last week, or maybe it was after last week. He's been quarterback 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you can use them if you're desperate.
Oh, man. Throw him in there in DFS with Derrick Henry, you know.
That's going on.
Shady should be get 8 points. I think he can get 8 points. How about that?
Yeah.
Can't have to be on 2 runs.
Cincy at the Chargers. This will be a disaster for Cincy against the Chargers. Jeff Driscoll, QB again. It wasn't god awful, but it wasn't good either last week. And
Tell you what, I'm glad AJ Green. Not glad that he got hurt, but glad that he's decided that's it. This season, he's done.
Yeah.
So he doesn't
Could you imagine how many people keep putting him in the lineup just because he's AJ Green?
hanging their head against the
Buries
wall.
your team in the playoffs. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes it easy for us.
I had
we don't have to answer any of those
But now
questions.
get him on the bench and be done with it.
Yeah.
Drop him.
Tyler Boyd's in a tough spot, so it's going to be tough. You can use him if you have to, but Chargers D is legit, dude.
It is pretty good.
Driscoll is going to have to deal with Melvin Ingram
Check
and Joey
down.
Bosa
Check down.
in his face all day. I don't know how they're going to advance the ball at all. You're playing Joe Mixon if you have him because you have to, and yeah.
And
But
watch Gio catch 15 passes for -8 yards because that's what he's good at.
on the other side, Phillip Rivers is going to be a puppet master this week and just do whatever he wants. Put it wherever he wants. He's going to have another game where he's just nothing but completions.
But I don't really like him this week because I think they're going to obliterate him, and I think they're going to run the ball.
He may get his points in the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
He's gonna have
he's still going to get 18
Yeah.
points, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Keenan Allen will go big early.
Yeah.
I like Austin Eckler, but I really like Justin Jackson more.
That's what
we
just
talked
said.
about that. I have it in my notes here. Yeah, I think they turn him loose. Could be one of those random weeks for Tyrell Williams since he's back, and I dropped him in
Catch
one of my
the 80 yarder.
leagues for Cortland Sutton was on waivers. I picked him up, and the guy I'm playing against picked up Tyrell Williams and is playing him in his flex, so he's gonna put up 20 points. Guaranteed.
For one
Guaranteed.
touch.
Guaranteed. That's how that works.
Oh.
Denver at San Fran. Another just
Wow, good
game. Denver's really starting to progress on offense and defense, really, but they're a defense you can use this week, I think. Sanders gone down. Samuels.
Blend it.
Cortland Sutton, I think he's gonna at least get in the end zone. Deshaun Hamilton's a guy he was playing 85% of the snaps last week with Emmanuel Sanders on the field. He didn't get any targets, but he was on the field.
Dude, I picked him up in the league just because I saw his usage.
He'll have to get at least 2 this week.
Yeah,
I'm going to at least look his direction.
Yeah, and he plays the slot where you can hammer San Francisco in the slot. So,
Do they put Fred Warner on him or not?
yeah.
San Fran hasn't figured it out. Use their linebacker instead of a nickel corner.
Yeah,
Put him on the slot guy. You don't have to worry about it.
yeah. We'll see. I mean, it's looking good for Denver there. The game flow. I think that there weren't many targets for receivers last week because of the game flow with Philip Lindsay just going ham on a biscuit.
Yeah.
So, and I love Philip Lindsay to have another big game this week.
I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it.
Outstanding season, and I'm thrilled to death because he was like my main waiver target this year, so I got him in a ton of places. So that's what I do. I spend all my cheddar on one guy because that's
Just get him right off the bat.
and now I can't get any Samuels or
See, I keep
any of
mine
that crap.
for the end of the season so
Yeah.
that I could just buy
For
whoever I
situations
want.
like this.
right here.
Yeah, but on
This
the
is going to happen.
Yeah. On the San Francisco side, Dante Pettis he's emerging. I think he's gonna continue. And Chris Harris being out, they're gonna struggle in the secondary. So I think he continues to play well. George Kittle, I think he's gonna have a big day. Big day for Georgie. Jeff Wilson, your runner. I think you can use him.
I think that's going to be bad.
Yeah. San Francisco offensive line has really done pretty well, so I think he's gonna be all right.
Yeah. Breeda's had a good season.
Yeah, he has. I mean, he just stays hurt.
Jared McKinnon would not have.
This is
Sounds
going to
like
be
a
our
Russell.
biggest game of the week as Philly at Dallas.
Ooh.
So I think we're going to probably spend a second debating on this one.
I'm just gonna be quiet.
No, we're going to debate it because we already have been debating it.
We did
On
the text.
on the Philly side, I think Carson Wentz is about to face an elite defense, and it's going to have all kinds of problems. So it'll be Zach Ertz. I don't think Zach Ertz is going to turn around and have the same game he had against us for the first time, because he went off the first game against us. But I think he still has a big game. But I think we shut down Josh Adams completely. I don't like Josh Adams at all this week.
No.
If you have I played Justin Jackson over him, Jeff Wilson, Jalen Samuels, everybody.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. I don't like Alshon either at all. Golden Tate has a history of playing good against the Cowboys, but he ain't on the same team.
No.
I think Golden Tate going over there ruined it for everybody but Ertz.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he really did. Now, like, Wentz spreads the ball around.
Aguilar's just an afterthought.
Yeah, but he's going to take his 4 or 5 targets, and then, Alshon's going to get his targets, and then Golden Tate's going to get his targets, and then, Ertz.
Smallwood and Clement are going to pick 3 apiece just randomly.
Yeah, and I mean, there's just, now they're not high-powered enough, especially against Cowboys D, Alshon's going to be garbage.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Dallas at home, we're going to control possession. That's what we do. I love Amari Cooper this week to have another big week.
He could.
Philly's D is atrocious, and they're missing linebackers too. So not just the secondary. Everybody's hurt.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a feed Zeke game though.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's our offense because our quarterback's garbage.
Yeah, he is. I agree there, 100%, wholeheartedly. He's got a big heart. He's got a big heart.
Dude, I love him as a person.
He's a leader.
Yeah.
I love him.
I mean, he takes off and runs for 20 yards when it's 4th and 19,
Then fumbles on a 1st and 5 and they handed it off somebody else.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. Here's my thing is when you get in division battles, it's really hard to beat a team like Philadelphia, even though their defense has struggled twice in the same season. It's hard. You go back and look, I bet you more years than not they split. It's hard to beat an NFL team twice in the same season. I mean, unless you're playing like a Cleveland. Cleveland's been decent this year, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And this is a rivalry game. I mean, we hate Philadelphia. There's stores that don't sell Philadelphia cream cheese when they play Philly that way. So. I mean, I want to win. I think we will win, but it's gonna be a closer game than I think we want it to be.
Yeah.
And then the question is can Dak get off his dead ass and do something?
Yeah.
I mean, anyway,
probably. It's going to be a fun one.
I'm going to enjoy watching it. But.
Pittsburgh at Oakland. James Conner out, obviously, so Samuels is the guy. I think that, honestly, Big Ben is going to throw for 400.
I hope so. I hope it's all the same.
Because seriously, Mike Tomlin is just like, it's like the Patriots. They don't call the dogs off. They just score and keep scoring.
Yeah.
They don't go into let's run the ball in the second
only games
quarter.
they've pulled up at halftime, they've lost.
Yeah, they did that against Jacksonville that one time.
They did it against the Chargers.
Yeah. So, I think
Foot
that
down.
Ben just puts the pedal down and just throws a lot. So Juju and Antonio big.
Mm-hmm.
Love Vance McDonald.
The tank.
And like I said earlier, Mike Tomlin, the only time Mike Tomlin uses the word committee is if he's trying to spell check it in some made-up comment that he's doing. Because they don't do committee. So it's going to be Samuels.
Neither does
Nobody wants to see Stephen Ridley, including Mike Tomlin. So, and they just got their ass kicked last week, so he's not going to take a chance on some DA Stephen Ridley fumble. Oakland, they're a dead dog, but they showed a little kick the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And Pittsburgh's defense is too good to let them kick this week. So you can use Jared Cook because odds are you have to. I can't use anyone else in the passing game over there. And Doug Martin, if you're unlucky enough.
Pittsburgh's defense.
What if you lost most of your running backs due to injury and or fighting, and you may have to play Doug Martin or Bruce Ellington? Who would you go with?
I think I'd play
Is
Ellington.
an open slot available? Just 0.
I mean,
Just pick up whoever's on the waivers.
there's nobody on the waivers.
Who has the highest projection?
Pick him up. Literally, there's nobody.
Chad Williams, I bet he's there.
It's a couch league.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
No.
That's been picked.
Detroit at Arizona. Stafford has been so bad, and he's going to continue to be bad. Kenny Galladay should be fine. I wouldn't expect a huge game. Leg Blunt's going to get. He could be an option for you running back if Kerryon Johnson doesn't play.
He is out.
Oh, Kerryon's out, so Leggy Blunt's going to get a little action.
Yeah, he'll get 17 carries.
Yeah, and Arizona's horrid.
Is there a way they could just like flex that game into a bye week for both of them?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I need leg Blunt.
Trashy.
Yeah, I need the leg Blunt. I need leg Blunt.
Oh god.
I had so many shares of carry on because every one of my running backs has either gotten a fight, suspended, or hurt.
David Johnson, who killed everybody last week, he should be okay. I mean, Detroit's got a lot better against the run after they got Harrison from the Giants. So with Christian Kirk out, though, Larry Fitz, man, my guy, they've got to feed him because it's like this could be his last season.
Dude, he's going to have a linebacker on him like a backpack.
Yeah, but
and a safety.
A linebacker for Detroit is not. That doesn't worry me.
What about? Do you think that they're going to give the goal line carries to someone other than David Johnson again this week?
Like Chase Edmonds?
Because that'd be sweet.
I don't think they get to the goal line. Just
Oh gosh, I don't know. That's not going to be a great game. But yeah, I mentioned Chad Williams. He's going to be in the next receiver up. I don't think it's going to be anything good, but. But you can't use that guy. You can't do it. I don't know why I mentioned that. You can't do it. The Rams at Chicago.
Somebody's playoff.
Yeah, don't do it.
That name
don't
right
do
there.
it. Don't do it.
Somebody just Googled that guy and went,
Don't
why not?
He should be a beast. One day he's going to be good. If they had a good quarterback, he'd be good.
Yeah, true.
Rams at Chicago. This is going to be a game I can't wait to watch. This is a Sunday night game, so it's going to be another slow week for Goff, I think. Their pass rush is just so good that he's going to have trouble. He's going to have to get rid of the ball quick. I do still like Robert Woods and Brandon Cooks this week, though, and don't go back to Josh Reynolds this week. I mean, I think that was just like a fluky thing against KC, or who was it that Monday night game?
It was KC.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
That he had a big game, or was that the? Yeah,
they all.
Yeah.
Everybody had a big game that week.
That's right. But yeah, no, he's not going to do anything for you.
Because him and Conley, the 3 for both teams went off in the same week. And
yeah.
This will be a tough one for Todd Gurley, but he's Todd Gurley, matchup proof. And I mean, Saquon was good against them last week, so that's something. Chicago's welcoming back Mitch, and that makes that offense that much better.
Yeah, they need him.
So I don't love Allen Robinson, but I think he's still going to get plenty of targets. Tariq Cohen game again. You can't use Jordan Howard. Trey Burton sucks. You can't use Trey Burton either. He gets a boost with Trubisky, but
perfect analysis on that one.
But seriously, he sucks a big.
I thought he was going to be good too.
Yeah, I mean,
Or is that
he should be in that offense. The way the thing is schemed up.
He was a big fantasy bust this year for a lot of people jocking him. We weren't jocking him. Trust us, we didn't jock anybody for Chicago because we thought Trubisky was so bad.
Garbage.
Minnesota at Seattle on the Monday night game. I don't know why Minnesota went away from the run last week, and Dalvin Cook was running it well. I mean, it was just terrible coaching, poor play calling. But maybe they stick to it this week. So I do think that you can run on Seattle pretty well. I like Dalvin Cook. Kirk Cousins has looked horrible, but I think that he could play better on a primetime game. I love Diggs. Thielen's fine. I like Diggs a little more this week. It's just a feeling. if you have Kyle Rudolph, you're forced to start him. This is a common thing with every game. I'm like, there's a tight end for this team, and you're probably forced to play him.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the Seattle side, it could be a tough day for Chris Carson. I don't love Chris Carson, but you're probably using him. Minnesota's picked up a little bit on defense. I don't love Russell Wilson, but I think that you can use him. I think you can use Tyler Lockett. He's really been consistent, but he's TD. He's way TD dependent. Like last week, it was only one catch for 52. He bailed you out at the end.
But that's what you're looking for in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You need that one long touchdown.
Doug Baldwin's going to get the tougher coverage, and I mean he's hobbled. So
if Chris Carson's on any team but Seattle, I think he's a beast.
yeah,
Could be.
I mean, I really do.
But yeah, that's every week, and then I wanted to just run through some quick DFS before we wrap it up. On the quarterbacks, the expensive players that I like, Big Ben, I think you can use him in tournaments. 6,800. Drew Brees in tournaments, 6,600. Phillip Rivers, I don't love it. Like we said, he could get up big and early and then not throw that much. But here are my favorites, and they're mid-price. At 6,200 on DK, Jameis Winston. I love that. And Aaron Rodgers, I think, is going to be my lock of the week on quarterback. Deshaun Watson at 5,900 is good. I think Trubisky being at 5,600 is something to look at.
Sneaky.
Matt Ryan at 5,600 against Green Bay. My favorite on the cheap side is Baker Mayfield at 5,800. I think Baker has a good week this week. For running backs on the pricey side, I'm as many as I can put in. Christian McCaffrey at 9,300. Yeah, that's expensive, but dude, he's going off. Saquon without Odell, that's big. 8,900. You can use him. Zeke, it's going to be a feed Zeke week.
Mm-hmm.
Todd Gurley's only 8,800, so you can use him. There'll be a lot of people not on Todd Gurley because of the matchup, so that's something in tournaments. Alvin Kamara, there'll be a bad taste in people's mouths. He's only 8,100. Aaron Jones, 7,200 against Atlanta for your mid-price. Kind of like that. James White, I'm playing James White at 6,600. I think that not very many people will be on him. David Johnson in tournaments only. Tournaments only. And maybe one lineup. Don't use them everywhere. Philip Lindsay, you can use him across the board. 6,300. Sony Michel, I don't like that as much as I did when I wrote it in there.
Yeah, I like James White.
Dalvin Cook at 5,800. Like I said, if they could just figure out that they need to run it, then it'd help them. On the cheap side, Lamar Miller is cheap at 5,100. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
You can use Adrian Peterson this week, 4,800. I'm going to say tournaments only on him. Gus Edwards, 4,500.
I don't like Gus.
Yeah. Kenyon Drake, 4,500. Like I said, I have a feeling on the Drake week. Jeff Wilson, I love Justin Jackson at 3,800, but my lock of the week on the running back front is Jalen Samuels, 3,700. You can build some straight up lineups, tournaments and cash. Love it.
It's gonna be heavily owned, I think.
Oh yeah, but I mean, you gotta just be a part of that. It's one of those weeks that you just gotta go with the chalk. Michael Thomas at 8,600 on the receivers. There might be a lot of people off of him after last week. So Devontae Adams, I love that with Aaron Rodgers at 8,400 on him. Juju Smith-Schuster. I'm going more Juju than I am Antonio, just because Antonio's a little higher, and I think both of them are going to have a great week. So Adam Thielen is pretty cheap at $8,100, so you could probably work him in. If you want to be contrarian, you could go Tyreek Hill at 8,000. There's not going to be a lot of people on that.
They're always waiting for a home run.
Yeah.
He should have had like 3 last week.
Yeah. Julio is probably my favorite at this price. $7,900 for Julio. You're not going to see that price ever. That's after he shit the bed so bad and just diarrhea running out of the sides on the comforter everywhere. Get a mop. Mike Evans at 7,500 is a steal, and that's actually contrarian because most people will be using Godwin and Humphreys at 4,900. So if I remembered that price, that's pretty amazing.
Is Latimer? Is he questionable?
I thought you were about to say, is he actually any good?
Well, that's a good question, but
He's really not that good.
now
Not this year.
Mark Cooper put the beat down.
Dude, he's not that good this year, but yeah, I don't think he's banged up. I think he's playing, but Keenan Allen at 7,400, that is a steal and a half. So that's huge value. And Diggs at 7,300 is a value, I think. You can play either one, Brandon Cooks or Robert Woods, 6,800, 6,700. That's a good price. Another one of my favorites, I have a big star next to this, is Amari Cooper. Cool. I love that. The crowd does that now.
Yeah, they do.
6,600 against Philly. I love it. On the cheap side, I mentioned Humphreys and Godwin at 4,900, but Larry Fitz at 4,900. I love that. Cortland Sutton is my one of my core players this week at 4,500. That's big. But I'm also eyeballing Sterling Shepard now at 4,400 without OBJ. I do like that a lot. And here's some Hail Marys for you in some tournaments. Zay Jones at 4,200, Traquan Smith at 4,500, Anthony Miller at 4,300, Michael Gallup at 3,700. He's questionable though, so I'm kind of a little iffy on that. Rashard Higgins, I'm telling you, Baker Mayfield's going off, so 3,600. On the tight end front, I'm trying to just keep Zach Ertz in nearly all of my lineups if I can. He's expensive, but dude, the tight end options are just so trashy. I mean, you could get Eric Ebron at 5,700. I like that, and I mean, you're only paying 300 more for Kelsey, but I'm just gonna try to go Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
George Kittle's good at 5,500, and then you got Jared Cook at 52, Rob Gronkowski, who I do like, at 48, and then if I'm gonna just punt on tight end, Vance McDonald at 3,800, and Njoku, you never know.
Yeah, he could catch 2 touchdowns or not get a target.
But Evan Ingram at 3,700 now that OBJ.
Saw what he did last year with no help on the outside.
Yeah, I think that could be good. And then, so bold predictions for week 14. What do you guys think? Who do you think's going to go off?
My bold prediction is that, and it's kind of contrary to what you're saying about Julio, but I think Calvin Ridley is the number 1 wide receiver this week.
That's bold. I like it.
Yeah, it's out there.
Yeah,
It's out there. I like him a lot.
Would you just talk me into a lineup I was building into putting Lamar Miller over Calvin Ridley there? I'm going to go back in there and change that.
But here's the thing. That's a Hail Mary. I like Lamar Miller to score a larger floor.
Yeah, but I'm trying to hit a home run. That's a big tournament.
A bold prediction is a bold prediction because it's just as likely not to happen.
Yeah.
But I think he's going to be good. My other bold prediction is oh my gosh, I just forgot it. Where is it? Somebody bail me out. That Jackson's number 1 running back this week.
Justin Jackson? Wow. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That is bold. What about you? You got anybody?
I got 2 from the Dallas game. Dallas Goddard, 2 touchdowns.
Oh, that's random.
It's coming.
Wow.
Watch. You can't stop them
That's
all.
as bold as you can
Can't
get.
stop them
right
all,
there.
I promise you.
That's pretty bold.
On the Dallas side, Hearns and Beasley combined for 3 touchdowns. Everybody else is held out of the end zone. Cowboys, 21-17.
He's even giving you
That's
the
it.
score.
That's
He's
it.
even giving you the score.
Lock it in.
You know
Take
what's
the
funny?
under.
When we were texting this week, I was like, it's going to be a 2017 game.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds reasonable. So,
They'll do just enough. Cowboys will score at the end. Win.
Here's my thing. I mean, the Cowboys only scored 13 points last week.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like they were good. the Saints, the defense just like put the lockdown on.
Well, we're back to the old, can we find a kicker? Again.
Most of the NFL's that way right now. There's so many missed kicks, extra points
Get rid
every
of it.
week. I'm like, are you kidding me?
If you're not punting, running.
What are yours?
Oh, I've got Cortland Sutton at 75 and a T. That's not that bold.
That's
but
pretty bold,
I think
though.
he's got that this week.
I think that's kind of that's actually more of a lock.
They're gonna
lock
have
it
to
in.
have that this
Lock it in. It's gonna happen. How about that? Not bold.
Is it?
It's gonna happen. 75 and a T.
He's a good young man.
Julio is gonna have 150 yards plus receiving. So it's going to be a huge day for him.
Matty Ice needs to
And-
throw for 450 if Calvin's going to get there, boy.
And Philip Lindsay is going to have over 150 yards combined.
Oh, wow.
I hope you're wrong. I
So
hope you're.
that's it, man.
I'm playing.
Fubu,
like 3
thanks
leagues.
for coming in, dude.
Oh yeah, anytime.
And Nolan, thanks for being here.
It's been a year, boys.
Oh,
It
dude.
has.
We all have stuff going on. That's why we're doing this show early today. So, yeah, good luck in your playoffs. And we'll see you guys next time on the Dead to Me special.
I cannot wait.